A year ago, I wrote to Robert Kelly's people, asking to step into the life of Nicholas Custance. Show me the real Nick. Let me into his world. Have no barriers, and let us truly understand this remarkable man. And he said no. However, 2 weeks ago, I received a letter from Robert. He said yes. So for the first time in British TV history, I give you the real Nick Custance. Robert, you first met Nick when you were
12 years old. I was starting school at Earlham High School. Nick was starting at the same time as me. We went to a classroom together, and I remember looking across the classroom and thinking, look at that boy's trainers. He's wearing Nike Air trainers. I thought to myself, one day I'll have a pair of those Nike Air trainers. And when I was 14, I did.
So here we are at Earlham School. We were hoping to have access in the actual school today, but due to records being checked and Robert's past history with government members, school government members, we're actually denied access. So anyway, Robert, obviously we've got the outside of the building. Over to you.
Yes, this is Earlham High School. This is where myself and Nicholas first met. It was in that classroom right there, which is just out of shot. We're in the form room 8U. U being a letter out of surname, S-U-R-N-E-A, we had some great times here, myself and Nicholas. I remember playing football on that field there. I remember the supply teacher coming in and me brushing Nick's hand against his buttocks. I got sent out for that. Excellent memories here at Earlham High School, and yes, one of my favourite memories of Nicholas is spending time with him here at school.
And just quickly, Robert, why were we denied access to the school today?
Oh well, I didn't sign up for that. If you're going to start doing all that, we'll turn the bloody thing off. Well, I think the common thing between myself and Nicholas was football. At the time, I played for a side called Clover Hill, and Nicholas played for Drayton. We came up against each other one Sunday. I remember scoring a brilliant goal, and I clearly remember Nick fouling me quite badly on the left wing. Not long after that, my father got sent off.
Your father got sent off? Was he playing?
No, he is just a very passionate man, and I don't think he liked that very much.
So it was the reason your dad got sent off was Nick scything you down on the pitch?
I think the first time my dad had any noticeable impression from Nick was when he tried to break my legs.
Right. Okay, Robert, why are we here?
Well, this is Drayton Youth Football Club, where the friendship was first forged with myself and Nicholas. Good years here. We normally finish third every season. Many training ground clashes with Nick's father. Good times, excellent times, as I've said before. A real highlight of mine and Nick's friendship bonding.
Was he a good player?
Not really. The hallowed turf. The Drayton Youth changing rooms. That's it now. What do you know, Rob? What do you know, Rob? Oh, shut up, Keith. I remember winning a Player of the Season award with Nick coming a close runner-up and him having to present me the award. I think that was probably the worst day of his life. If I had to reel off some words that would describe Nicholas to me, I'd say he was a funny man, a handsome man. He likes a drink, and he loves a dance, and he's very, very talented. Very talented. We were in a band called Profane, formed in 1997. Our first rehearsal was at the Spinney Centre for, well, how do I put this? For troubled teenagers, but we had a room there. We weren't troubled. We had a room there. We had Nick on drums, I was singing, sort of, and a young lad called Ewan on guitar, who could play Smoke on the Water very badly. We pursued the band for 3 or 4 years, a lovely indie outfit to start with, joined by a couple of reprobates, one called Gamble, one called Traff. I didn't get on with the latter. We ended up being a heavy metal outfit. didn't suit myself or Nicholas.
A few people described your band as rock.
Yes, as you can see from the tattoo on my arm here, I'm quite clearly rock and roll.
Was Nick?
No. Nick was more into country and western.
Right. What, your Dolly Partons?
Yes.
Right.
Dolly, he loved a bit of Dolly. He loved Curtis Stigers.
Why are we here, Robert?
Well, this is where me and Nick spent most of our time. Cycle Speedway over there, the metal goals up there, the pavilion, the swings at the far end, the basketball court. Just behind you you'll see a golf course. All these sporting activities to do. We chose to sit on the grass, drink some drinks, eat chips, buy sweets from sweet shops. That's about it, really.
Thank you, Robert, and we'll catch up again with you on Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. So, Robert, what have you brought us here?
When Nick was 17, he was recognised for his work around Eaton Park on the Young Offenders Scheme. He'd done a lot of ground maintenance and looked after the children in the recreation centre in the middle there. And for his hard work, he was honoured with a street name in Norwich, which is just here, as you can see. This is difficult. Between the ages of what, 8 and 15, Nick was what you would call a little bit of a fatty. I think that's what made us get on. I think he felt sorry for me.
Right.
And I think he felt that we were unified by the childlike
Fattiness?
Yes. And therefore we had a bond instantly.
No, I don't want you to think I'm being negative, Robert, but obviously you've agreed to do this documentary on the basis that, you know, you hold no secrets. And, you know, I don't want you to think I'm just picking on some of the negative aspects, but I'd like to go back to a couple of things that you just said.
Yes.
Likes to drink?
Yeah, he loves to drink.
Okay.
I remember first drinking with Nicholas aged 14.
14?
14.
Right.
Which, you know, is probably a shock to a lot of people, but not really. We used to drink at Eaton Park, just socially, and because Nicholas and I had to be in by 9:30, we could never get blind drunk. I remember there was an incident with his mother phoning my mother when we were about 16, because we used to drink at the university quite often. They both thought we were going to be alcoholics.
Right. But I guess
they were wrong.
Yeah.
Obviously they were wrong.
How would he act when he was drunk?
He would vomit quite often. He doesn't change much. He becomes a little bit more clingy and huggy, which I like. And he is sick almost every single time he drinks.
Right.